Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see ya. Hope y'all are doing well today. Oh, I better start up the lines of code script. Can't forget that. Oh, let's do that. All right. Here we go. Shoot, okay. I just missed a dot slash. No big deal. Perfect. Where we at? All right. 18909. Okay. That'll stay up to date. Okay. Today I'm gonna be working on kind of working on the loop. So I was working on some jumping and things. I did kind of clean up the jumping a little bit, made it a little bit better. I'm not thrilled with it, but it's okay. I can actually like hurdle things that I don't jump like crazy high anymore. That looks a little bit better. Let's see. I have the loop sort of implemented. Okay. So I have a gold system now where you can purchase things. I have where you kind of start with nothing in a low level. I have that you can gain levels and the enemy can gain levels. I'll kind of run through this loop. Oh great. I triggered with jump. That's okay. I can turn it off here in a moment. So it's kind of coming along. Honestly. Yeah, there's some glitches I have to resolve obviously, but no, it's getting there. So let's see. I'm gonna run through a loop. I think, see how far I can get. I think I am gonna implement a just for this. So what I'm developing is basically the play test, right? I think I will go ahead and develop the like a leaderboard for it, and probably end up releasing it as its own sort of thing here. Need to check that performance. All right. So obviously there are a lot of glitches here that I have to resolve. I have to kind of improve some of the performance in some places, optimize some things, but ultimately it's coming along. So this is what it looks like. I think I'm gonna have some achievements too for things like going in a whole run unarmed, which I think could be fun. There are some really cool challenge modes I think you'd be able to do with this. I do have to probably make it a little bit more difficult. As of right now, I mean, whoever goes first for the most part ends up winning. Maybe not. Let's see. She has a pretty weak weapon right now though, so I don't think she'll beat me. But she did do some damage. Okay, we're probably not too far off because the first few waves should be pretty easy. Not bad. And then you don't restore it at full health. You gain about half your health back. I will probably make it. How's it going, NPC? Good to see ya. So I will probably end up making it. Let's see. I'll make this available, I think, here for too long as a playtest for people in Discord. And then after that, I think I will end up releasing this on Steam as its own standalone thing. So what I'm developing right now is a tactical RPG, right? But this is the battle system, and it's kind of fun as its own kind of roguelike type thing. So that's kind of what I'm developing here for a playtest. Ooh, nice. I got some perfects in there. Those perfects are frame perfect, so kind of fun. So yeah, dealing some damage here. You can come buy a weapon if you want. I'm gonna save up my money. Not that I have a whole lot to buy yet. That's part of what I need to do is go develop a weapon generation system. I can quickly add weapons if I wanted to, but let's see. All right. Let's see how far I can get with just my fists here. So yeah, I think even on this playtest, I'll incorporate a leaderboard. I think today what I'm going to work on is potentially magic. I've got magic incorporated. I just want to make sure there's some progression system with magic. And then I might do my weapon generation as well. Kind of think about that. And then I also want you to be able to buy like potions. Not that you would, I don't think I'd let you use them during battle necessarily. We'll see. But I think I wanted you to, between matches, if you want to recover some HP, give you that option. So I think if I can get to wave 5 just doing unarmed, it might be a little too easy. We'll see. I still have a lot of balancing to do, and a lot of that'll come during playtesting. Oh man, I mean, if she gets weak weapons, there's not a lot I can do to stop it. It might just be easy as long as she has the rod. She's not programmed yet to do actually cast spells. It's one thing I need to do is go program enemies to be able to cast spells. I can cast spells. It does make the battle a little one-sided for now, but we'll work on that. I'll probably buy a sword after this. I could just keep using my fists, but I think the problem there is right now the way it's coded, you get 10 experience per hit, and you can hit up to 10 times with fists, so you end up hitting a lot. But I'll go ahead and buy a sword here. And I don't have any sort of system in place yet to limit like the spells you have. So right now, if you have a sword, you have all of the sword spells, and there are a lot. And it's gonna make this way too easy if I use them. So, but I'll probably go ahead and cast like haste at least. I actually don't know. Fists might be, if you can get the timing right, fists might be the better weapon here. We'll check. I'll see how. Oh, interesting. Why am I casting Holy Blade? Huh. Did I equip Holy Blade? I may have. I don't think I did. I need to go see what happened there. That was a weird glitch. I'll check when I leave here. I'll see if I have Holy Blade equipped. That's really interesting. Ooh, I might get destroyed. I did. Holy smokes. Yeah, so every time she's killing me, she's getting a level 2. Cool. Yeah, it's not bad though. That looks pretty good. All right. That was weird. Got caught underneath the wall. Need to look at my collision a little closer. All right. Very cool. All right. So that looks pretty good. I think then what I can do is start working on this next little piece. Let's go. So that looks pretty good. Ooh. So I think what I'm going to do here then is, I think the progression system works well. I need to develop weapon generation. So I might go do that next. I got to figure out if every time you kill them, do you unlock a new weapon, or do I have some strong weapons already planned out that are just really expensive? I got to think through that. I do think I want some sort of random loot drops that has to do with like weapon generation. So I may do some of that here. It's kind of hard to choose. So I think the way I'm going to do weapon generation is I'm going to have all my weapon types here. And then ultimately what I would do is just set stats and have some like predefined packages with some randomness to it. So I'd have like a package for like, say I got a short sword, right? I would have short sword, and then I'd have a package that's of flames, right? And maybe it increases like my fire affinity. Maybe it increases my strength. Just have kind of different packages, kind of like Diablo 2 where things flow that way. I might have to think that one a little more, so I may save that one for a moment. There is quite a bit here. I also need to do a lot of cleanup on my code, so it's on my list of things to do here. I've got a lot of areas, a lot of bugs here just kind of floating around. I'm going to take a look at some of those actually. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ah, yes. That actually is a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and include elemental magic here. For some reason I have the, well, not for some reason. I took the elemental impact out because it was causing some issues. But I actually have fixed quite a bit here. So I think I'm okay. It still is counting, literally searching for bugs. Yeah. Hey Lunatic, how's it going? I added some in here to try to track where I know I have bugs, right? So these are gonna be the first ones I hit. Yeah, it's a nice way to find them. So I think I'm gonna do elemental impact real quick. So I'm trying to get some motivation to do some of the harder stuff, Lunatic, but I gotta start easy today, I think. I've got a lot of progression in there. I need to develop one more progression system for spells, and then I need to develop some way to get more loot, because right now like you just have the basic weapons, and I don't know if I'm gonna do predefined weapons or if I'm gonna do some sort of weapon generation type thing. Yeah, that's the way to go. I agree. That would be better. Yeah, so right now, like this one's pretty easy, I think. This one basically says, hey, if I think the issue was, yeah, I have a Trello board actually. I have a Trello board that has quite a bit in it that I manage here. It's got a lot. I need to groom it. Oh, for sure. So I need to groom my Trello board pretty badly, but so far I've just been sprinting and just capturing things there. So, but yeah, elemental impact is what I need to work next, I think. Yeah. Yep. I do have a lot I need to do there, though. Yeah, I think I'll let my... So the Trello board I've been using as when I haven't been doing like a great project management job. What I mean by that is, or like system engineering, right? I'm a system engineer by trade. I haven't been like breaking things down to say like, hey, go do this, go do this, go do this, go do this. It really is larger stuff like, hey, go develop like this, like, hey, replace movement with like a cell dictionary to try to... There's kind of some major things in here and there's some smaller things. These are all my completes, which is nice. And then I've got a ton of bugs I got to work through. So what I need to do is groom it. I may get demonetized for bugs. Groom. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah, so I've got work to do. That's actually work, like project management kind of. But right now I think I've got enough stuff going on that I can keep making progress. As soon as I slow down though, I'll go groom that. Let's see. Okay, so one thing here, I think this is pretty easy. Oh man, I hate this. As I'm getting better, thanks, appreciate it. As I'm getting better at coding, like I'm reading my old code and I hate it. Dang, I want to just like rewrite all this. I'm not going to. I will eventually. But yeah, so ultimately I need to say if, let me look at my elemental types and see if I include physical. I probably shouldn't. I probably should leave physical out, or I say, hey, if physical is 100, ignore it. Okay, yeah, well, what's resistance types? I do have physical, okay. So, I know, these are so bad. They're really bad. I was proud today, right before I logged in, I was messing with something. What was I messing with? It was in my Magic. A lot of these are like my really old ones, right? Like when I was first like prototyping, so they were really bad. But I was proud of this. This was like this giant if statement, right? I mean, giant. It's like 3 if statements. It was like a couple if statements, right? And replaced it with this blocker, and I felt a lot better about it. I don't know if it's perfect. It's definitely easier to read. Basically, the big thing I'm not sure about, maybe you can help here. There's a lot of cases, right, where I want to make sure it's robust. And sometimes, like, sometimes I might not have a magic spell to throw to find, right? It'll be null. And I can't call magic cast to a null object. Yeah, so I was doing some filters, and I think this was working better. It's definitely a lot easier to read, a lot easier to understand. So, tell me, is this the right way to go? Am I doing that right? I think it's better, at least. I don't know if it's perfect, but yeah, chat. Oh shoot, you're right. What if there's a better place for chat? I guess over here is kind of better. That's a little bit better. That's usually pretty empty. Chat can go hang out over there. But yeah, so I do think this is this the right path, right? Cool. Sweet. Good to know. I've got so many places where I have these giant nested if statements. It's like, hey, if this, and all it is doing is exactly this. It's filtering to make sure I'm not killing my code when I have some null statement. You question the length of the function. I know. I agree. I need to split things out really badly. I need a whole refactor stream. Yeah, so like spawn emitters, I could definitely break things up. I mean, there's some print statements. There's probably a lot of inefficient things, but it's coming along. Like this. This probably isn't the right way to do it. What I probably should do is say, if not this, then do this. But, you know, it came from having additional nested if statements that I was clearing. Anyway, not going to worry too much about my old code right now. I'm going to do better moving forward, and I'm going to go back and fix them as I move along. So, but first, let's go back to my bug I was fixing. Okay, let's see. So I think the big thing here, yeah, for me, good enough is better than perfect, right? Because perfect, I could spend years making all of this perfect, and the end user would never know the difference. So good enough to me is better than perfect. So I think what I say here is if okay, so here's the hard part. I got to think about this. I mean, it's not really hard. It's just gonna be math. I've got to think through how I want to do this. So ultimately, right now, I walk through all of my elemental types, right? And I'm going to be taking the elemental impact for each of those types. But it should only apply if I have damage, right? So like if, yeah. So if I'm not dealing damage with there, I shouldn't add it to the elemental impact. So maybe that's it. Maybe just for that, I should say if attacker dot get stat damage. So if I'm dealing damage with that element type, add it to my damage in elemental impact. That would ignore the problem I was running into is a lot of things I had 0 damage on, right? So I of course wouldn't deal damage to that, but it would still subtract the resistance. Okay, this is still a little bit of a problem. The reason this is still a little bit of a problem, you code for intent and not function. So what let me parse what you're saying there. So code for intent and not function. Mighty Din's logic. Talking about my my coding logic. You're saying I could break it up. I should, yeah. So actually, one thing that would probably help here is, yeah, to break it up. So I could say like variable and say like for a specific thing. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what this for loop is doing. Let's talk this through. Okay, this calculates total elemental impact based on attackers, elemental damage, and defenders' elemental resistance. So every character has so every character based on their equipment mostly, it isn't really impacted much by their like physical self, right? Has physical damage, poison damage, fire damage, and so on, right? And an equivalent resistance. So the point of this is first I should calculate element contribution, right? And what it is this. This is the element contribution. So what it is I take the attacker's damage and subtract the resistance from that. So if I have 100 damage, yes. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm already in calculate damage, right? So I'm already in calculate damage. And I have calculate damage as part of a larger function to like on hit, right? So on hit, first thing I do is say, hey, damage equals calculate damage. So this is in damage. So what this should be doing really is calculate, what I should do here is calculate elemental elemental impact. And so I can actually say elemental impact equals calculate elemental impact attacker. Yeah. Nope, understood. Hopefully it's pretty low. I think I have you on ultra. Let me check real quick to make sure. I think I had the ultra low latency though on the YouTube stream. Yeah, I do have ultra low latency, so should be good. Pull values into local variables at least. Oh, really? So the preference then is to pull values into local variables instead of referencing there. So I think I understand. Okay, let's go ahead and just create a new function because I like that idea. Test. Tell me how long that was. No, shoot. Okay, so I have two YouTube streams going. The vertical one is ultra low latency, and the regular landscape one is normal latency. Sorry about that. I have to set it up where it automatically creates the event. I need to fix that. 24 seconds is a long time. Dang. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to I'm trying to think if I can redo this without ending my Twitch stream. I don't want to there's like 3 viewers here. I'm going to end my stream. No. I'm going to end it and then restart it. But you're not even going to notice. Not even going to notice. All right. Hold up.